Adofo mimamu akwaba ediba the Challenge Foundation page neso. Na se eneni eda edika ya uhweye ya. Mepese ubeko Facebook na wakwa hwehwe the Challenge Foundation page. Na wa like na wa follow na wa sign a share ama enamfufuo ni nyina nso ensa kana omu ahwebi na enne I want to share an opinion on a certain subjects with you. And he said whether there is any close relationship between character traits and disability. Se suban any disability ayonkufa eda sa adie mienu we entem. And so I went to Google to see what character traits means. And it says character traits are all the aspects of a person's behavior and attitudes that make up that person's personality. And again, I went to Google to find out whether there is any relationship between disability and character. Say subani disability no sebi ayonkufa bi eda saadi mienu we entem ana mikohwehwe ye ne nsusu no mehu bibisa say whether a person being or having a disability, should be informed, should be transformed into a good person. Se nipa krono, se bi ni condition nenti no, na wo se oye nipa papa ana. Ana se bi nipa krono oye disable nenti no, na enu tre se ema nipa no oye nipa boni ana. Should a person's disability transform him or her into a good person, or does a person's disability transform him or her into a bad person? But in my opinion, I think there is nothing like that. Character is on its own and disability stands on its own, and the two have nothing in common. A person's disability has no influence on his or her character. And may can't wait because emre no yehu obi na sebi nipa krono ewo disability a na yaye ya adwen se nipa krono oye nipa papa enti se ye nam na ye kote ana ye kohu se nipa krono akwakoye adiboni bia na ye nwanwa. Then this is when we say all kind of things against the person. Na me kan wa ha say there is no relationship between one's character and one's disability. Say a person's disability should transform the person into a good person. No. And I say the person's disability transforms him or her into a bad person. No. Character is a character. Suban eye suban. Ena disability nsusu ewo ejna afa. Enti no se ye nam na ye kote ana ye kohu se disable ni bi akoye boni ewo baabi a mpese mi tre se enya ade a ewo se eye ye nwanwa ebebre. But emre pi no obi wo ho hu obi na nipa kro no ye disable ni a ofu se because we disable ni nti no ewo se oye nipa papa. and this reminds me those days back home. Say, metaifa tema station, they call baby. Me baby a metai efa hopa de call baby. Ente na metai fa hopa. Ente sister bi wo ho na oton intare ni enwe ni niama. And once a while I bought something from her, and then or started the niama pushy me. Se me nkuta skakra no the niama no or the push me or the arrange mechanism or the niama ni push me. Se menji unye ska yetua o car na waba abetua. Na me bisan se na wo name o si me name se unye nipa bone me name se unya wo di beba. So ohu inti se sa mrenu na se ebia me nipa bone ana me pese me ye ni bone a me di ni sika bedwane na me kai se before I even traveled I was owing her, but because I had her number no me di ni number Emma me sister Emma ni friend ikotua ni sika edi ma no na me kwa akosi se all the social vices we see among non-disabled people also exist among disabled people. I mean, all the social vices like robbery, dishonesty, and whatever social vices you could think of. Say, ubehu ewo nkrofo a omuye non-disabled people ehuno. Sansu na sa social vices no. Ukoshia disable ni bi na uhu social vices bi ewo ne ho a make sure say me mani enye onwanwa, because nipa suban has nothing to do with his or her disability. And so all the attitudinal problems that could be traced to non-disabled people could as well be traced to disabled people, in my opinion. And so if you see non-disabled people with trust issues, arrogance, dishonesty, and whatever attitudinal problem that could be found among non-disabled people are also found in or among disabled people. And so don't be surprised to see disabled people with attitude problems like ungratefulness, anger issues, dishonesty, arrogance, trust issues, and you name it. You see, they are also human beings, and they also have attitudinal problems, because I mentioned earlier to you that a person's disability does not transform him or her into being a good person. And in the same way, a person's disability does not transform him or her into being a bad person. The two, in my opinion, stand separately. They stand, character stands on its own, and disability stands on its own. You shouldn't think, say, a person's disability, should be able to transform him or her into being a good person. Enti, say the obehu obi a onye disabled ni a ebia ne bufu ntem onka nokware oye kromfo, saa nneema ne nyina nsusu ubetumi ehu ewo disabled ne bi ho. Nti unam na ukohia bibisa me ka kire wo say mema no enye nwanwa. Mema no enye nwanwa kra. And so if we are able to separate these issues then we will be careful with the way we pass judgmental comments, about people's personal issues. So say bia unam na wehu mekyerɛ wo sɛ ebia wadwen yɛ wo sɛ obi yɛ disabled ne nti no oyɛ good person nti sɛ wonam na wokɔhyia disabled ne bi na wakɔyɛ adeɛ bi a ɛnyɛ no ɛhɔ no asɛ ɛyɛ nwanwa kakra nti deɛ wobɛka ne sɛ nti na Nyankopɔn ɔma wonan yɛ wo ya no ana nti na Nyankopɔn wama w'ani afra no sɛ wote aseɛ but ɛnsɛ sɛ ɛkɔ ne saa because obi wɔ hɔ a n'ani mfraeɛ but ɔno nso ɔyɛ nipa bɔne ɔyɛ krɔmfoɔ sɛ wote aseɛ nti ɔno nso so sɛ ɛyi disabled ne no ne bɔne anaa ne suban bɔne a ɛwɔ ne ho nti na Nyankopɔn ama ɔwɔ disability no adɛn nti na the other person na ɔyɛ non-disabled person no ɔno nso ɛwɔ saa social vices ɔno nso yɛ krɔmfoɔ no adɛn nti na ɔno nso Nyankopɔn ama ne nan anaasɛ ne baabi ɛnyɛ ne ya. So we should be careful if we know, we understand clearly what these issues are separately on their own. We will not, be hasty, to pass judgmental comments when we hear people do bad things. We will then know that they are normal and they are part of all human beings. Disabled people are also human beings. Me feel say a woman obi wo ho a ono de otumi ka say ebia me condition ne ntino me sunsun me ho. Unama ubetumi ehia ebinom saa say ebia because of ne disability and a condition bi a owo me ne ntino obeka say because of that no ma me sunsun me ho. But the nunsun nkyerɛ say every person with disability sunsun ne ho. Obi nso wo ho a emfa ne ho eye ne suban enti emfa ne ho oyɛ ade bɔne a onsunsun ne ho onhwɛ. But me feel say unama ubetumi akohia disabled ni bia ono no de ebia obeka say ebia me disability ne nti no me sunsun me ho but enye omo nyina nsusu ene ebesa. It doesn't mean say all of them will behave that way. And we should be careful with the way we miss issues and also how we hurry to pass judgmental comments about stuff like this. And so it takes us, into another topic, which is faulty generalization. And most of the times we also, like to what I want to do is I also want to strike the differences, between these two, faulty generalization and disabilities, and again, I went to Google, to look at comprehensive meaning of faulty generalization. We do some of these things because of our inability to separate issues. So it is here. And most of the time, we are compelled to, give faulty generalization, with our comments, some of our comments. And so when I went to Google, it tells me faulty generalization in logic or reasoning means a proof by example in mathematics. It is conclusion made about all instances of a phenomenon that has been reached on the basis of a few examples. It is hasty conclusion or what we can refer to as jumping to conclusion. In simple terms, faulty generalization is drawing a conclusion based on a small size samples. Say, ebia wehyia nkrofo 1 2 3 4 bi ebia omupe nnuro sem ana omupe duabo na eno nte no uhu obia officer tribe no mu a omusi o saa nkrofo we a omufi tribe we mu de omupe nnuro sem. That is hasty generalization or faulty generalization. And I think it is very absurd to think like that. And most of the times, say, yenam na yekuhu se disabled ni bi akoye boni bi wo baby a yesi disabled fo nyina de saa na mote. Disabled fo nyina de omubufu ntem. Misro anifrafo because say na omuti esan say when few disabled people or persons bia omu akwakoye boni ewo baby nenti no you hurriedly jump into conclusion say all these able people behave in a certain way, and it is not a right thinking. Say ubedrin sa because it's only a small part or a small group of disabled for na we share omo ana omo yi suban bi edi achrew. Why should you hastily pass such judgmental comments, and niama we nyina ye niama bi a ye de bia, they are part of us, but we must be able to unlearn some of those things. Say ti niama we am explaining from the beginning as here, we will be careful with the way we pass judgmental comments about people's personal issues. Medin di Veronica, me a disability rights advocate. If today is your first time watching our video, I will appeal to you to go to Facebook and look for the Challenge Foundation page, follow it, like it, and share it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Ciao.